Okay, so let's get started. Did like walkthrough of how the local device is interacting with the cloud, right? So if we go back to the slides, you see the overall AI framework. You have the hardware on the left where you have all the sensors, right? And on the right, you have large language model to interact with. So in today's hands-on, we're going to dive deeper into the how you set up the cloud platform for the agent services, and then we'll also do a quick walkthrough of the actual hardware. We'll do a quick build and just to bring to get everyone familiar with the development process of the T5 AI board. Okay, so what I have here is the Tuya developer platform. So if you go to Tuya developer, you can just log in or sign up for a developer as a developer, and then you'll be greeted with this page. What we're going to do is that we're going to create AI product. So if we go to the AI product page, see here we already have like some created page, created product, and now we're gonna create a new product, and we're going to look for a product name called AI toy. So the reason I choose AI toy is because it's more generic form of AI, because sometimes it comes with the camera. It does have also have like audio features. So it's like a good starting point of like a scratch product or project. You mean like to get started with, right? And right here, we're going to just give it a name. For example, I want to do it. I want to build a smart often, just for the example as the demo. We use the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, low power consumption. So now the current like default like Scratch project is based on the AI toy. Okay. And then we go ahead and create. Okay. Once it's created, so it will show up a list of a list of functions that the product come with as default, and these are usually the functions or features that comes along with the product type. So for this example, it will have like a DP. So what DP is like a data point. It's like the main protocol or main data where it will transfer between the hardware itself to the cloud. So for example, if you have like a lighting system, you will have probably like a switch 1, switch 2. If you have like a thermostat, you will probably have like a temperature. So these data points are like the exchange data between the device and the cloud itself. So we can just like go ahead and just select all for as a default, because like you can it's okay to have more. If it's like unimplemented, it's fine for now, but like for production, you will like ensure like everything, all the feature you have, it's like aligned to the features you're going to implement. And for AI specific data points such as like audio and video, it doesn't go through here. We already like implemented like in the background, so the developer doesn't have to worry about like adding the dedicated data point for audio and video applications. But if you want to integrate more sensors, for example, like a temperature sensor, you will have to add a specific data point for it. Okay, so we're now like going to add all the data points. So this is like the default page for your smart product. And if we take a look over here, there's like a PID. So what PID means is like the product ID, and this is like the key, the ID that the device will be used to request with the cloud, to make sure like, oh, the device is using this product uh, as using this product. So the device and cloud will have like a sharing key to work with, right? You implement the hardware with this key, and then once the key is requested with the cloud, it will link up like directly. And then the DP is like the one we just mentioned. You can add more your custom DPs. So if you have like different types of products or different features you want to integrate or create, you can go ahead and create more data points. So data points over here, you can see the data types. Some will be like Boolean, some will be values or enums or strings. So it really depends on what kind of data you want to transfer between device and cloud, right? Okay. And there are some more features. We're not going to go to worry about that for now. And then like there's a device interaction. So what device interaction is that it's a place where you can do the apps, the custom UI. So currently now, since it's like an AI application, it comes with like a default template for the app. So the app, it's like you can set up a different agent, different AI, different characters, or you can do some like volume changes. So like this volume change is like corresponding with the DP value we just mentioned, right? So this is like a good default template to get started with, right? And so if you want to do more custom AI, custom like UI, you will just basically have to like, there's like a tool that is called like a Tuya Studio panel, where you can do like your own customized like panels. And this is like drag and drop, so like there's no code that will be required for you. So it's pretty straightforward to use. Okay. Since now like this one is like we're just using the default for now, right? And then voice control. This is like for third party. Like if you want to link the Tuya ecosystem to other like Alexa or Google system, this is where you will like bridge the product feature between services and third party services. Okay, and then we can. Let's see. Oh, actually, there's like when you go to function definition, there's like AI capabilities, right? So this is where the AI is integrated between into the product, right? So if you can choose the agent function. There's like some default like agent that is like presets. So we have like we can just. Actually, we can just use we'll just use the just more generic like functions with like the general AI agents with T5 module. So T5 module is the chipset we will be working with, and we can just do that. Okay, so if we see here, there's like a default like agent. It's also a template where you can get started with, right? We can do more, go into more details, and this will be the. Just give it a second. Okay. So this will be like the main like AI agent where you will program or you do like your prompt engineering for the AI. Currently, it's like in the China data center, but if you're in different region, you can deploy your AI agents in different regions. So, for example, in China, there will be like Doubao or DeepSeek for the AI model as a selection. But if you're in like a US market or US region, ChatGPT or Gemini will be supported. Uh, for now, we're just going to do, let's see, Western America. Okay, see, the default AI model will be ChatGPT 4.0. And if we click for customizing and adding more features, we can go ahead and deploy a new version of a variation of the AI agent. Okay. Okay. So this looks a lot, but it will go through like one by one. So we just mentioned the data center, right? Just choose the one you want to deploy, and that's according to your region. And we will deploy the AI servers on that specific server and region. And for AI models, like you can choose from a wide variety of like AI models. Currently version update method. Just follow the prompt. Agent journey through template creation, allowed to choose the version update. I can do the manual. Okay, so right here, if you manually, you can change out like different models to use, like Gemini 2.5, 2.0, GPT 4.0, right? And there will be like specific documentation of like which model is more suitable for what. There's a documentation for that. And for skills, it's like so if you do large language model conversational based like application, you would just like model in and model out and input and output, right? But if you want to have more skills, like such as like use your natural language to control the lighting system, to control all the devices in devices in Tuya ecosystem, or for example, you want to look up the weather, you want to search about the news. It's like something that is outside of the large language model's capability, right? So we will need to add more skills, like depends on what kind of specific tasks you want. For example, we do have weather skills, right? We do have web search. We also have like emotion understanding, right? There's also like a calendar skill. You can set up a calendar tool, like for example, like, hey Tuya, can you set up a lunch meeting for tomorrow night, for example, like that, right? So these are a wide variety of ranges of like plugins you can use, and each of them have like specific like capabilities, and you can just like just go ahead and have fun and just like dive deep into like see what each of the function can provide, right? And one thing to take note of is that this will sort of like will make your user request to be like longer. The latency will increase the overall request latency, because like for the AI pipeline in the background, it will have to go through all the checks and all through see if they will need to do a web search and all that. So it will generally like increase your request time. But for what we were testing, like we found out that the latency between of each conversation is around like 1.2 seconds to 3, depends on what kind of tool you will be using. But generally, like all the voice requests will be around in that latency, right? And there's also like MCP servers. So if you see, let's see. Somehow I'm not seeing over here. Let's see if it's in the Chinese. actually, if you add them, there's like a MCP service. So if you're working on the MCP, it's like an API for the AI, right? Uh, Model context protocol. You can add them with like a custom MCP, and you can host MCP servers on your own. Currently, I'll just remove one of the feature and see if I can add it like manually, because currently it's like overloaded. Yep, that's the case. Because like I said, like the more you have, it will affect the overall latency, right? So we're keeping it like all the skills and plugins like within 10 plugins. So now you can go ahead and add your custom MCP. So you can, like for example, you can search for locations, and once the MCP will call the maps API for processing. Okay. And then we do have like a trigger. So what trigger is like, it will just like more of like a regex expression matching. If something keyword is detected, for example, like open the light one. If the light one is like detected, it's more of like a regex matching style of trigger. So once it's triggering, it can also like do certain of actions. But this is more like of more, if you have more verbose like definition of what specific function calls you want to do in your program, you can do the trigger. For example, like if you want the robot dog to walk forward, you can do the trigger move forward. If the move forward is detected, it will invoke a trigger to it. And then there's more role. The role, it's like the AI agent role, where you have like a different character sounding, speaking different language, different tone, different style. You can also go in there and dive deep into the settings you have for the text to speech engine. All right. Excuse me. And one thing is that you can add more variables to the character. For example, like you can add more different settings or different like variables for the role or for the agent. So the agent will also like take in these variable as consideration when processing through the large language model. And now we do have the memory section. Section is like we do have like short-term memory and long-term memory. It's like it will depend on how many like lines of like history you want to preserve, how much of the context you want to preserve when doing the conversations, and you can also like add more variables of memories to keep track of like the user. For example, like the user's age or user where user is like located. You can add more variable, and the AI will also like interpret these variables and take into consideration of when generating the large language model output, right? So you see, you have user variables. You can add more function variables. It's also like data points. So if you have like a thermostat, you can have like the temperature and humidity, or here, and keep it as like a memory, right? And we do have like a long-term memory. You have like a profile or certain event of like memory styles. So in this block, you can just like go ahead and try and play around with it, right? And also we do have like a database. So you have like a lot of like data or context you want to learn. For example, like a law information, or like a museum catalog, or that kind of like a data sets. You can add that to the database, and it will fine tune the model to be able to do that, to gain more of that specific knowledge and information. Okay, and voice interaction, it's like a certain of more advanced feature of like a voice related settings, but we're not going to dive too deep into this. We'll just go as the default, and yeah, so this is basically it. So you have the model, you have the plugin skills, and then you have like a role, the character, the sounding of the character, and the memory context of the users interactions, right? And on the second page, on the second area, on the middle section of the area, this is where you do the prompt engineering. You have like defining the product's core feature or of what the boundary of the hardware is. So you can set up with like what you can do or what you can't, and then you can also have like set up like certain like skill sets you want the AI agent to behave, and this is like the way to do it. And there's also like you can add more like emotional feedback by using like prompt, and there are certain like certain format where you can add like variables to it, and this is like user prompt. If we go to the system prompt, it will add all of the like the data points we define here to the bottom of the overall prompting. So if you have the any information, it will just replace that specific string set into that specific data value we have. Okay. So this is where you will spend most of your time with, because for different specific products or different specific behavior, we're usually using the prompt engineering to fine tune the agent to behave the way you want to do in the product. And then on the right, you can actually test the AI system. So without any hardware, so if you're like working without a hardware, you can and go ahead and scan and test on this page. So you can just on this section, you can just like directly like type into, oh hi, how are you, or what is the weather in like Hangzhou today or Seattle today, right? And then it will just like go ahead and use all the settings you have, long-term memory, the skill sets, and the prompt to do actual like debugging process. So the workflow is something like this. And once you're finished with all of the panels, you can go ahead and release with this version. You can just like give a random version for it, and then we can just go ahead and in the publish in the server. Okay. So see, now we do have like Chinese data center now is live and active. If we go to Western America, it's also live and public. So now we do know like our overall the AI agent is working. Okay. So now we can go back to the product development. We still go back to the smart often. We will continue and develop the following features. So at this point, we can just like release the product, right? Currently, now it's not published yet. So we'll trying to figure out a way to publish it. So now we are go ahead. Once we finish the cloud development process, we can go ahead and do the hardware development. In this case, we're using the T5E1 chipset. There are two variations. One is like with the onboard antenna. One is with the IPX socket connector for external antenna. But this is the one we're using right now, so we'll select this. Okay. So since like Tuya do have like production services, we do have ability of you add in a firmware for production runs. So if you purchase the module, it will flash your firmware onto the device like automatically. But currently we're in development process, right? So we can now and go ahead and skip that process by just like giving it just a random firmware module firmware protocol Wi-Fi. And I believe everything will just like you go as default as it's okay, and then you can upload the firmware protocol. You will use the just general Wi-Fi. You can upload the firmware, and since we currently don't have a firmware for now, we're not doing the production run right now, right? So we can now just like temporarily just go ahead and just like just select a random file, for example, like a PNG or binary file, just whatever, just random file, just as a placeholder. Okay, now we can go ahead and save. Okay, firmware edit, enable. Save and enable. We'll do OK. Okay, so now the firmware is enabled. We do have like a dummy firmware for the placeholder for it to be able to deploy, release this product online. So if we go to release online, there's a list of to-dos of what need to be done and what needs to be done. So some of it you can just go through one by one and solve them as you go, and some of them you can just ignore them. Complete the messaging test, quality report data. You can do it later because we're not doing production tests, so we can do that later. Please select the app control panel. Okay, so if we go select, it will just jump directly to the page, to the device interaction. See, there's like two variations, so we're just pick the first one. It's okay. It's just just small variation of how the UI is implemented. Okay, now we just added the UI, right? Let's go back to a release product, see if there's any more to-dos. The product is not encrypted with the means of production, so there's some production process that we have to go through to fulfill. Just production credentials. We can just use the default and just skip them. Again, we're not doing production right now, so just don't worry about all of the production related setups. You can just do whatever it means to jump through the production process. Okay. Once that you can see that all the to-do tasks are cleared with a green, and you can just go ahead and release the product. Yeah, and congratulations, you have successfully completed the development process of the product. Okay, so we just gone through the whole process of how you log into our cloud platform services, and then how do you create a new project on your own, and how do you set up the UI page, and also how do you set up a custom AI agent. And we did go through of how all the features of the AI agent have. It's quite feature packed to have everything displayed in this live stream, but you can just go on to Tuya platform and just go play around yourself. It's not hardware required. Play around with it, and there's all more feature that you can explore. And till the end, we did explore how you can set up for a new to bring your product online. How do you deploy them to different servers to actually make it a live deployment? So currently you can see the product is now deployed. So this PID is something I would have to use in the hardware section. So if we go back to the slides, the development process will be the AI agent development, which is what we just did. And now we're going to switch our tasks into how do you actually do the hardware development. So in this section, we're going through a quick hands-on guide of how you can download the GitHub, and how do you build your first project, and how you actually flash or have the product ID connected to your device. Okay, so this is the Tuya open page, and we do have like a quick start guide. We do have the quick start guide. Something wrong with the internet? Okay. If we just go to get started, it will have all the steps that will require for you to try out and set up for the environment. And it will just be like if you follow the guide, it's similar to something like this. It will just do a GitHub clone, and you come in line into the repository, and then you do a source environment. It will automatically like set up your environment, download all the required dependencies and libraries. And then if you cd into your app for a demo app, you can just come in line into the app. And yeah, if you go, you can just like go ahead and visit our tuyaopen.ai. This has like all the variant operating system we have for you to get started, right? And also there's also like hardware guides where you can explore the T5 series MCUs. Okay, so if we go to the actual code base, this is like the actual code base once it's downloaded from the GitHub. And we do have all the source code. Source code is like all of the APIs you can be using. For example, we do have like a cloud services, we have AI services. We also have like a different abstract layers of like implementations, right? And also like third-party libraries that will be like you might be using. But for general users, like examples and apps is like what you will be focusing on. Examples will be more generic implementation of different drivers. You have Bluetooth, you have multimedia, you have peripherals, so you have like more hardware devices or hardware that you want to connect. You can try and find if it's already implemented here, like a joysticks, IMU, I2C, encoder, or like a timer SPI. So there's a lot of wide variety ranges of like hardware interfaces and drivers you can already implement it and use the demo code to run, right? And then if we go to the apps, there's like a Tuya.ai, and this is where our AI main components or all the demo projects are live in. And so the AI components is like most used libraries for the developers. So you have like the input and output. This is like some of the function call of how you can interact with the cloud large language model. And you have just go ahead and just like use this project, your chatbot. And this is like overall a demo project of a voice-based large language model application. And if you can see here, if you go to the source, it will just be main. Main will just be like how you process the data point we just mentioned in the cloud platform setup. So you can process your data point over here. So for example, this is like a volume. You can do the volume system set volume kind of actions to it. And then here it's just like some initializations. It will go through and initialize the hardware stacks and authorization, the licensing feature, and then IoT init. And then it will just the chatbot will take care of all the functionalities of how you interact with the AI. So there's it looks a lot, but the interactions should be like simple as like doing like AI upload and download and doing some AI features. Yeah, so just this is our like 101 project. So you can go ahead and check out this project if possible. Yeah. So now we're going to go ahead and try and build the project ourselves. So well, we can go ahead and there's like a set environment. So currently I'm running in Windows, but I'm in the Windows subsystem Linux. So currently I'm in Linux. So I'll go ahead and export the environment. So it's like a Python script. It will just check all the tool is installed. You can do the toss.py, and this is like all the commands you have to build a project, to clean the project, to flash the firmware onto the device. This is like the tool you'll be using a lot. And then Pi, you can also check if all the dependency is like working right. So if everything is working right, then we can start developing and build our own project, right? If so, let's go into the apps we have, and then the Tuya.ai. And what I mentioned is like the chatbot, right? So we're going into the chatbot. So if we do toss.py config, if I can type config choice, okay. So now it's like since the architecture, we can deploy the same app onto different chipsets and platforms like ESP32s, T5 AI, or some of the web shares board, or if you run it on generic like Ubuntu, you can do that, right? And currently for demo, we do have like hardware over here. So in this board, it's called like Tuya T5 AI core. So in this case, it will be number 9. Do the number 9, and now the environment variable is being set, right? And one thing to take note of is that there is like a authentication key that you will need to get, and if you go into every cloud connected app, if you go to the header file, tuyaconfig.header file, see, this is the product ID we just mentioned. So in this case, we'll go back to the development platform and copy this PID. So this is like where the hardware and cloud will do its linkage, the product based on the product ID. And now we do need a Tuya Open SDK. So it's like a UUID key and auth key to ensure you can access the cloud properly, right? So the question is that where do you actually get the code, right? So you can actually, right here at the hardware development, you can, for developer, you can get 2 free license right now. So you can just go ahead and get 2 free license. And once you obtained it, it will give you 2 UID and auth key. I just turn away because just ensure your key is not exposed to the public. It's built into the hardware. It will encrypt it into the flash area in your chipset. But keep your UID and auth key secret. And it's the UID key and the auth key. It's like per device. So if you like flash it onto a different device, just ensure it's per device. So you have to generate a new key. So you got 2 free license. You can deploy 2 AI hardware to the chipsets, to 2 hardwares. So it's 1 by 1 relationship. So if you have more device, you will have to get more of the license, right? Okay, so once that is done, see, like you can just like request for a free license over here. Okay. Once you already got your license and you update this 2 license key and auth key, you will have the permission to access for the cloud, and then you can now build the project. So you can do the toss.py and build, And this will just do the whole process of the building. So you will go and see all the dependency the project it will require. It will download them, and now you will just go ahead and build. Yeah. The first build is usually the longest, but once you build once, the the next time you build will be much faster, just for the differences you change on based on your code. So this is the board we'll be working with today. It's a T5 series board, and it's USB connected. It comes with two serial COM port. One serial COM port is flashing, one is for debugging. I'll just go ahead and connect the T5 series board onto the computer. Okay, so now the firmware is properly built. Okay, I'll just we do have toss.py flash, but since now I'm in the Windows subsystem Linux, my USB is not proxy to the WSL, so this won't work for now. But if you're just working natively on Linux or natively on Windows, this will work. But for now, I do have like a graphical interface for it. That's over here. It's also a variation of the command line interface. So you can go to the build folder, binary, and this three files is the binary file we built based on our project. And the QIO is the full image to use. Okay, and then so we will copy this path, and if we go ahead and browse for the binary we have, and we'll go ahead and choose the QIO binary, and then you can do the port number scan. So if you're not sure of which of the port number you have, you can go ahead to your device manager in your Windows or Mac system. There's like this. So I just mentioned the number 1A is like flashing, the B is for debugging. So currently we'll be using the COM port 5, and the baud rate can use the highest for flashing. And we'll just go ahead and start, and it will just like go ahead and flash the firmware onto the T5 MCU. So the experience is similar if you do the CLI interface. It will sometimes be even more faster. It just currently for this, as of this demo, I don't have my USB proxy from the Windows to the WSL Windows subsystem Linux. So this is why it's not working with command line interface using a graphical interface. And this graphical user interface can also be downloaded. Just go on to Tuya Open, go to the Tuya Open.ai. It will have a page where you can just download this graphical interface. Yeah, so now the device is flashed, and you can just heard it was working. And you can also desktop. You can also do a quick debugging. There's also a flash debugger on the command line interface. So if you do the toss.py monitor, it will also have a serial monitor. Currently the USB is connected to the Windows, so you choose the COM port 13 for the serial B, the channel 2 of the COM port. I'll just open the COM port, and I'll just go ahead and reset the device. Yeah, And now you can just see all the logs, all the login from the hardware itself. It's by serial. And beware of the COM port. The baud rate is like 4600 460,800. The baud rate is this. So the baud rate is faster than the usual baud rates. Just be sure that you open with the correct baud rate. Okay. Yeah, and that is all for the hardware demo. We just you can dive deeper into the Tuya Open code base, and if you have like any questions, or you can just like join onto our Discord channel, or you can also like leave a issue or feedback on the GitHub issue. And yeah, so we do have like developer and engineer can help you out. So yeah, we just went through the cloud platform setup and also hardware, went through the code, and also how you actually go through the project directly. How do you like build the project, flash the project, and how you debug the project. So this will actually be a quick startup of how you can play around with Tuya's T5 T5 board. And yeah, follow Tuya Open, and I'll be excited of what everyone will be building. Okay, bye.